Welcome, everyone. So, lead detective Sparky has this bizarre, totally perplexing case file sitting right on his desk. It's a report of a giant, unidentified object that has literally baffled his entire team. Today, we're going to use this incredible little detective story to unlock a massive, fundamental concept about how we process information and, well, how we view the world around us. Sparky poses a brilliant question right off the bat. If you only look at one piece, do you know what the whole animal is? I mean, really think about that for a second. If you're standing in the pitch black and you reach out and touch just one tiny fraction of something massive, can you accurately identify the whole thing? Probably not, right? This simple question brilliantly sets up the real danger we face when we rely entirely on fragmented data to make sense of our reality. Okay, let's dive right into this. Part 1. The investigation. Examining the 5 clues. Think about the official police report for a moment. Notice how confidently each detective makes an assumption based solely on the isolated feature they interacted with in the dark. One touches the tail and assumes, without a doubt, it's a simple rope. Another feels a leg and is absolutely certain they've bumped into a sturdy tree. A third detective grabs the trunk and writes down snake. A fourth feels an ear brushing past and thinks it's a cooling fan, while the fifth investigator hits the wide side of the beast and concludes they are standing next to a massive wall. Every single one of them mistook a specific, isolated feature for a common, everyday object. Let's just pause and really think about this list of assumed objects. A simple rope, a sturdy tree, a slithering snake, a cooling fan, a massive wall. We have a serious case of cognitive dissonance going on here. Ask yourself, how can a single object possibly be a snake, a wall, and a tree all at the exact same time? Well, obviously it can't. Because they only examined isolated features, their individual conclusions completely contradict each other. Which brings us to part 2, the breakthrough. Unveiling the elephant. Let's mentally map how this actually builds out. We start at step 1 with a central area of total mystery, completely surrounded by fragmented data. You know, the rope, the snake, the wall. But watch what happens as we zoom out to step 2. We start merging these pieces together. We connect the sturdy trunk, the massive side, the rope-like tail. And by step 3, the complete realization finally hits us. It's a giant elephant. By synthesizing these isolated clues, rather than just looking at them individually, the true picture finally comes into crystal clear focus. So, the absolutely crucial point here is this. The entirety of a situation is essential to find the truth. Our detectives failed initially because they mistook their tiny piece of evidence for the whole story. The complete picture is vastly different from its individual parts. You absolutely must step back and look at everything together to accurately solve the case. Moving right along to part 3, the philosophy, the case for holism. What we're actually talking about here is holism. It's the philosophical concept that the entirety of a situation possesses qualities that individual components cannot convey alone. This is the overarching principle that Sparky's 5 detectives entirely failed to use. They falsely believed that the parts alone were enough to convey the truth. But, as we just proved, a tree, a fan, and a snake, taken alone, simply cannot convey the reality of an elephant. And this brilliantly illustrates 2 totally different mindsets we can bring to any complex problem we face. The first mindset focuses on isolated features, trapping you in a narrow perspective, leaving you with a fragmented truth, and causing you to mistake the parts for the whole. Contrast that with the power of holism, the whole truth. This mindset is all about understanding the entirety of the situation, leading to a complete realization by actively merging all available data. The pitfalls of that narrow perspective are severe. I mean, you literally miss the giant elephant in the room because you're too busy staring at a wall. Ultimately, the whole is fundamentally different from its parts. You have to look at everything to see the truth. This is exactly why examining all the evidence matters so much in critical thinking. Whether you're a detective working a really tough case or just someone trying to navigate complex daily situations, relying on a single data point will almost always lead you astray. Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to chew on. What elephants are you missing in your life by only looking at the parts? Take a moment today to really think about the situations where you might be holding on to a rope or staring at a snake, absolutely convinced you know the whole truth. Actually, scratch that, when you really just need to step back and look at the bigger picture. Keep zooming out and never stop searching for the whole truth.